It was tough, you know, it's tough, but the encouraging signs is, you know, we created a hell of a lot. Be better at finishing what we create. A lot of what we put in the 7 weeks, which is not a long time for a complete reboot, came through, especially in the first half, which was great. But you know, moments change games. It's tough, you know, and actually we talk about being adaptable and resilient and bits and pieces, and that 10 minutes we were a little bit all at sea, but then we managed to wrestle some form of control. But again, then that ebbed and flowed in the second half, and it became an arm wrestle. And no one likes an arm wrestle because you're not sure how it's going to end.
How was George, right? Because he stand up straight away.
Yeah, he's disappointed and he's apologised to the team, and everyone knows George is not a malicious guy, you know. But the letter of the law and referee and the TMO come to a decision. Our job is to control what we can control. We move on. Absolutely delighted. That was the number one takeaway was, you know, to be with 40 men for 63 minutes. I think it was, you know, to be in that situation, you know, and then relinquish a lead in the 79th minute or whatever it was. That's a lot of tested character, a good sound representation of. We spoke about Ospreys man before, about Tipperick, but as a group of men, they've stood up there and said, no, we're going to put our best foot forward, and they did that, and that was fantastic. You know, we've had an opportunity to work on different things, and you know, part of it is the attitude that lies behind it all. Yeah. And as we talked about character and resilience, you know, the belief and why we do what we do. I'm a big believer in explaining why we do and connecting people and creating an environment where we're really clear on what we need to do and why we do it. So they've obviously, the lads have bought into that from an attack and a defensive point of view. We just now need to be better at it. Yeah, I actually thought the 3 centres that were on the pitch, you know, had their little moments, you know. And Kieran, you know, in this instance, and you know, and Owen, obviously they played the majority of the game. You know, they're typify of that youth policy that I spoke about to you boys on the Zoom. You know, we want those sort of players to bridge that gap, because when the top disappear for either injury or international windows, as we've spoken about previously, about, you know, who we've got injured, you need those youngsters to man up, and they've manned up, and that's really encouraging for the fans and the people watching for sure.